go.
Work with it?
Hey guys, it's Vladi with HV Build, and today I'm going to review this impact wrench that I got. This is a 1/2 inch. I mean, this thing has been a lifesaver. I've been using it a little bit. As you can see, it's got some grease and dirt on it. And I just wanted to show you what this thing is. And you know, I put a 12 amp hour battery on it. You don't have to use a battery this big, but I got it. I don't think it gives it extra strength. It just gives it a longer lasting time. But this is what I've used to use. You know, I use this air impact gun, and I mean, this thing was a hassle. You know, if you have a shop setting, it's a little bit easier, but for home use, I had to get the compressor out, I had to get the hose out, and then I have to put all of that stuff away. So anytime I work on my cars, I do the work on my cars myself, and every time I have to do something, I would have to get all this stuff out. That deters you from doing anything. I mean, you don't want to spend all that time, especially working, you know, 10 to 12 hours a day. You come home and you got to do something real quick. That just sucks. So I've been using Milwaukee power tools forever, and I've got batteries. I mean, I got probably like 8 different batteries because I just use it so much, you know? So it was a no-brainer to pick something up like this. It wasn't that expensive, but I think it's just worth the cost. If you're doing something at home and you need the power, I mean, it doesn't even have to be automotive. Sometimes, you know, we as contractors, we have to put some lag bolts and some studs, and those things are pretty tough. You know, you need something this big because a regular impact just won't cut it. You know, it just does not have the power. So let's go check this thing out. Let's use it a little bit and let's see what it can do. All right, now this is gonna be our test, okay? The thing that I was interested about this tool is it gonna be powerful enough to do the big stuff? Because obviously if it's gonna be pretty, you know, this is not the smallest tool in the world, and it's very heavy, you know. I'll probably say it's a good 10 pounds or so, maybe 11 pounds. So it's not a light tool to have. And if I'm gonna have something like this, it better cut the mustard, you know, it better do the job. So this is my E450 RV. You know, it's just got the front end of the E450 Ford, and then the rest is just this huge RV. You know, it's a 31 footer. This thing is beefy. You know, it's got dualies in the back. It's meant to hold some load. Obviously, with all the water and everything else you got on board, this thing is gonna have some massive weight. And what this tool advertises is 1,400 foot-pounds, okay? That is a lot of torque, you know? I mean, that is very great, you know? And obviously, there is certain things in automotives that you're gonna have to need an impact gun, okay? Because like a fan, you know, like if you need to replace a fan clutch or something, those things spin. You need something that can just, you know, bust it off using impact, okay? You cannot just, you know, try to hold it in place. It's just very hard. Or sometimes you already lifted up your car, the tire's in midair, then you cannot just use a regular ratchet to take that thing off. You're gonna need an impact, you know? So we've done it all, right? So I've tried all kinds of ways to take off lug nuts. And what I usually like to do, obviously, just using this 1/2 inch ratchet is not gonna cut it. So what I like to do is I just take the pipe off the jack, because I'm using a jack to jack up the car, so I already have it with me. So I just use that to multiply my force, right? The further away you are from the center, the more leverage you have, the more torque you have. So it's not too bad if you're doing it that way, all right? Let's try it. All right, I can do it, okay? I took it off. But let's see, I'm gonna put this thing back on. And let's see if I can do it with the impact, okay? Let's put this puppy on. Get you closer in here, guys. All right, now these little lug nut things right here, that's for the hap caps, because obviously this would look really awful without a hap cap. Let's see if it's gonna take it off. Man, like nothing to it. I mean, it's very interesting how this thing works. It just like puts a burst of torque into the lug nut, and then it slows down so it just doesn't go wild. I mean, look at this thing. Just put it on, just listen to it. So you just go like, and then it just quietly backs it out. I mean, this thing is very powerful, but yet it's built and it's very tamed. You know, it's not some just tool that just goes crazy. Let's put it back on. I mean, this is crazy. The stuff that is tight already, it's still spinning those things. And I mean, I put some torque on it. Now, obviously it's not recommended to tighten your bolts with an impact gun, because with a beast like this, you're gonna over tighten it. You're gonna strip your lug nuts, or worse, you're just gonna pull them off, okay? And then you're gonna have a lot of trouble to put new ones in. So torque your lug nuts, okay? Torque it to spec. You don't wanna do something that will damage your vehicle, you know, your tire will fall off or something like that. That would just be crazy. I've seen it happen, okay? Last time I was at the shop, the tire shop, they slapped the tire on, okay? And I was driving from like, I think it was from like Fairfield or something, and there was like some massive vibration going on. And when I got out, what happened was, because they did not tighten the thing, it just ruined all the lug nuts and the rim. That was on my van, my work van, my Sprinter. So, you know, obviously you need to take a very close consideration of what you're doing, you know. Make sure you know what you're doing. If you don't, watch a video, or, you know, check out what the factory recommendation on the torquing of your lug nuts to do it right. But as coming to this tool, this thing is a beast. It's awesome. It's worth all the pennies, you know. I mean, obviously, if I were to lose it or somebody nicks this thing, obviously I think it's worth to go buy it, because I gotta do a job on my Pilot, on my wife's car, and I gotta replace the timing belt on that thing. And if anybody knows, the main pulley has a bolt in there, and it's very hard to get it off without having an impact, because the engine wants to spin, right? I mean, the engine has some back pressure, but it's not enough to keep that thing in place. So what you have to do is you have to either hold the pulley in place with something, which is pretty hard, or sometimes there is like a peephole where you can get into your transmission where the flex plate is, and, you know, jam a screwdriver onto one of those teeth. I've done that before, but I don't think I'll ever have to do that. This thing is awesome, guys. It's a beast. Man, I love this thing. I think my son likes it too. Maybe a little too much. I don't think I should just leave this thing out, because, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. All right, thank you so much for checking out my videos. I hope I answered some questions. If you wanted to purchase a tool like this, please do subscribe, comment if you have any questions or concern. But now I'm off to work. We'll see you on the next one shortly. All right, guys, take it easy. Matthew! I'm just kidding. But seriously, this thing is a beast. Everything I throw at it, it just chews it up like it's Legos. I mean, some tire like this is a 3500 truck. You know, it's not a sissy van or something like that, and it just chews it up. Every single nut, it has no problem breaking it loose, taking it off. I like it a lot. If I had to buy it again, I would.